Let's meet our other guests of the afternoon, getting ready to stage the musical Seussical at the Carriageworks Theatre in Leeds City Centre. I like saying that word, Seussical, I'll say it one more time. Based on the children's books of, you've guessed it, Dr. Seuss, mainly Horton Hears a Who, Horton Hatches the Egg, and the One Feather Tale of Gertrude McFuzz. Frankly, you don't need to go a lot further than that with a title like that, just brilliant. Made its debut on Broadway in the year 2000. LIDOS, the wonderfully named Leeds Insurance Dramatic and Operatic Society, have been involved with family entertainment, as it says on their website, for more than 35 years, and they're staging this show from a week on Tuesday, 10th of June, through to the following Saturday, June the 14th. Really glad to welcome back Adrian Marshall, who is the chair of LIDOS. How are you, Adrian? Nice to see you.
Very well, thank you.
You well?
Very well, thank you.
Brian Conley was good value, wasn't he?
Very good.
Man with a cold and still that energy coming through there.
Excellent entertainer.
Very good.
One not to be missed.
So, I will ask you, for people who've not heard it before, how come the insurance industry in Leeds had its own amateur operatic and dramatic society?
It was started up by a group of amateurs who just met after work, because at the time it had a very large insurance industry in Leeds, and it's evolved from there, really. And in fact, we celebrated our 40th anniversary last year, originally performing at the Civic Theatre, and then when that closed to make way for the Leeds Museum, we then moved across to Carriageworks in Millennium Square. Which is a great record, isn't it? And how many people now, as a percentage, are in the insurance business, would you say? Very few.
Even not you?
Not me, no. Very few, probably maybe 4 or 5 originally, probably, who were started. And
doing family shows is really a main part of what you do, isn't it?
We do, although we do try and do a balance if we can, but certainly over the recent years we have tended to do lots of family shows.
And you're doing another musical in the autumn, I saw, which is a brand new musical, Supertown, aren't you?
That's right, yes. It's been written and scored by 2 of our members, and we're very excited and looking forward to that. That's in September, again at the Carriageworks, and it'll be a world premiere.
Well, you've brought me this afternoon, as well as yourself, your show's director, so introduce this lovely lady to us.
This is Rachel Tustain.
Rachel, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Andrew.
Thanks for coming in this afternoon. And alongside her is one of the stars of the show. This is Archie Bradley, who plays Jojo. How are you, Archie?
I'm fine.
And just describe that shirt you're wearing, because that's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Well, the person who plays the cat in the hat in the show, he organises T-shirts, and I don't know how much did they cost.
Well, it doesn't really matter. There's a good Yorkshire lad, you see, he's looking at the budget already. You'll go far. Yeah. So, but just describe what's on it, though. That's what I want to know about.
Well, it's got a cat in the hat. It's got then it's got a red and white striped hat, a red background, Seussical, and on the back it's got all the dates. It would
be the sort of thing you'd be proud to wear anywhere. I think it's a really good look, that's fantastic. Just tell me very briefly who Jojo is, because I understand you might, even if I'm good, perform for us this afternoon. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, Jojo, in the story, Jojo, he hears Horton, because Horton the elephant, well, he's an elephant, and he hears a speck of, he hears the sound help, but there's nobody there, and then he sees a speck of dust, and he puts it on the clover, and in the clover is all the Who's, and I'm one of the Who's in there.
Hence Horton and the Who's.
He's a
See,
Who.
There we are.
And Jojo's got a wild and vivid imagination, so he thinks up things that happen, and it's Jojo's imagination that creates the storyline behind the whole show.
So this lad is integral to
Absolutely. It's a tremendous part to play for a 9-year-old, because he's got to have such focus, because he's on and off stage constantly throughout the show.
And not only a 9-year-old star, but a 9-year-old star with an eye on your budgets as well, which
Absolutely.
I like. That's very impressive. Yeah. More from all of them. So Rachel Tustain, who is directing Seussical, Archie Bradley, who plays Jojo, and Adrian Marshall from LIDOS, our guests this afternoon on Theatre Thursday. But let's just talk more about Seussical, the musical, which is based on the children's books of Dr. Seuss. So, Rachel, how have the creators of this put together all those different stories and made a musical of it?
Well, they've been extremely clever in order to do it. They've taken 15 characters from across all the books of Dr. Seuss, and then they've created a storyline which interweaves all the 15 different characters. It centres very much around the character of Jojo, who's the boy at the start of the show, and the Cat in the Hat. And between the two of them, they create the world of Seussical. They create the characters. They send the storyline in the different directions. And the Cat in the Hat is particularly mischievous and causes lots of trouble for Jojo and different members of the cast, different characters during the story of the show.
So I'm imagining your target audience will have quite a lot of young people in, perhaps with their parents and grandparents.
Absolutely.
But it means you are working with a young cast as well, which has its own challenges, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. We have a cast of 40.
40?
40. We actually had to halve, from the auditions, we had to halve down to 40, just due to limited space on stage. We have children from the age of 8 upwards to up to some of our older members. So it's a real show that really encompasses our society, LIDOS. It includes all our members. But I also think the nature of the show attracts a wide audience as well, from children all the way through to adults who want to come for a great night's entertainment.
Well, of course, going back through the generations, people who've then read to their own children or grandchildren, Dr. Seuss plays quite a big part in our lives, doesn't he? And of course, there have been big screen adaptations and all the rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's become quite iconic. There are certain images from the Dr. Seuss books, you know, the straight away, the hat of the Cat in the Hat, that red and white striped hat, is iconic.
Well, look, as soon as I mentioned it, David James and the Charles Centre, you've all immediately got an image.
Absolutely.
And him wearing a cat suit too, which is perhaps a step too far. But anyway.
We have the outfit if he wants it.
So, Archie, how do you get involved? Have you been on a stage like the stage at the Carriageworks Theatre before?
No, I think, I think that the Carriageworks Theatre is probably one of the biggest stages I've been on, or the Grand.
Or the Grand?
Yeah.
Or the Grand is probably a little bit bigger even than the Carriageworks, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
So you like acting, do you? Or is it the singing you like? What
it's
really
singing and the acting and the moving.
I can see that. He's got a bit of something to him, as Archie. This is Archie Bradley, who plays Jojo in Seussical the musical. So you're 9, Archie?
Yes.
So
9.
when you leave school, perhaps a couple of years from now, what do you reckon? A career on the stage?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you going to sing for us this afternoon, then?
Yes.
What's it going to be?
Alone in the Universe.
So, from Seussical the musical, this is Archie Bradley and Alone in the Universe. It's all yours, Archie.
I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. My own planets and stars are glowing. No one notices anything, not one person is listening. They don't have any way of knowing. I have wings, I can fly beyond the sky. Well, someday soon you will hear my plea. One true friend in the universe, please believe in me.
Hey. Look at that, straight off with no nothing, and that was what you got.
Nothing at all.
Just
Brilliant.
fabulous, really good, Archie. We love that. Well done, Archie Bradley, who plays Jojo. You've got some stars on your hands here, I think, Rachel, haven't you?
Very
nice.
talented cast.
That was great. Well done, Archie. That was brilliant. So, star of stage and radio now. So there we are. Brilliant. Whereabouts do you live then, Archie?
I live in Morley.
Right. And do you get a chance to do at school quite a lot of drama, or is this where you?
we only do plays in year 2 and year 6.
So this is where you get chance with LIDOS to strut your stuff and do what you can. Brilliant.
Do you go to a drama school?
Yes, I go to Scala.
Every week?
Every Sunday. I used to go down to London to do West End Masterclass, and the auditions were done with Daniel Hope, who was thinking Wizard was, and you were supposed to be 8 to get in, but they let me in when I was 7.
Gosh.
And I tell you what I noticed, I could hear every single word there. And Peter is a man who's run a lot of theatres and watched a lot of performers, and the ability to, whether it's the Grand or the Carriageworks, to hit that back of that theatre and to hear every word, it's a big deal, Peter, isn't it?
It is, it certainly is.
Very
Brilliant.
nice. Well, it's been great to see you. How far off being ready are we, Rachel?
Well, I think we're pretty much there. We've got final 2 weeks of rehearsals now. We're into full runs, and we're really working on refining the show. As I say, we've got a fantastic cast. The thing about Seussical, it's sung through. It's music all the way through. Very little dialogue. So for the cast to maintain that focus, they're on and off stage. It's changing constantly, but it's pure entertainment. So when you come to see this show, and I say when you come to see this show, you will have a fantastic night's entertainment. We will transport you to another place and show you and create characters, and you'll go away feeling good and singing the songs that you can hear at Seussical.
Just brilliant, and very good timing with half term, because you can get quite a lot of work done in a half term, can't
Absolutely,
you?
as a teacher myself, I know this far too well.
I was going to ask, I had a feeling you probably knew quite a lot about working with young people, but there we are. What a fool she is. She does it by day and then she does it by night as well. Rachel Tustain, who is directing LIDOS's version of Seussical the musical at Carriageworks Theatre in Leeds City Centre. I think you're probably going to have a good success on your hands here, Adrian, aren't you? It's got a really good feel about it.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. We're very, very hopeful. As Rachel has said, excellent cast, and it really is a very, very vibrant musical.
Great. Well, lovely to hear about it. Tuesday the 10th of June through to the following Saturday, June the 14th. That is LIDOS and Seussical the musical. You met this afternoon show's director Rachel Tustain, the fabulous Archie Bradley from Morley, who plays Jojo. Really good to meet you, Archie. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And the slightly less fabulous Adrian Marshall, who's there. So, there we are. BBC Radio Leeds.